The movie show spoke to Laura Linney and writer-director Kenneth Lonergan, who had previously written Analyze This, as Margaret said, for the screen, but whose background is in theatre.
The very initial idea came from my theatre company was doing an evening of short plays based on the theme of faith, and I was trying to think what I could say about faith since I don't have any. Now, slight exaggeration, but I'm not a religious person, and I thought, so I was trying to think what that word meant to me, and I thought, well, an interesting situation to me is when people have the idea of faith being something that you have in your mind that sustains you even though it may just be in your mind, and that then led to the idea of a sister who has this brother who she adores, who's a big screw-up and is living a very self-destructive life and is not necessarily justified her devotion to him, but just by the fact that she loves him so much actually gets him to live up to her expectation.
So, lights out at 10, don't spend the whole night watching TV.
Well, what's your idea of the whole night?
2 hours, tops.
I don't think they let kids in here.
Well, we're not allowed to watch any more TV, so it's this or nothing.
And it's always risky when a writer directs their own stuff, because some writers don't really understand what they've written. They've written it and it's terrific. They don't really understand how it works or why it works. Kenny really knows his work.
Listen, I am sure if you put your mind to it, you can think of some other way of getting back at me besides this. So would you please just give it some thought and take him fishing tomorrow?
I would, Sammy, but I really don't think it's good for him.
I directed some things for the theater, short pieces. The rest of it I had to learn from scratch, and I asked a lot of questions and just tried to keep it simple and to try to use what information I learned to tell the story.
Well, it was Kenny's first movie, so he was terrified. And, he didn't know what he was doing, and he knew he didn't know what he was doing, but deep down he really did know. His instincts were right on. And he was not afraid to say, I don't know what I'm doing here, someone help me out, which is always a very good thing for a first-time director to do. But he was very stubborn about certain things that he really felt were right and that needed to be done, which a lot of us at times would question him about and sort of wonder, like, why is he being so stubborn about that? And then when we all saw the movie, we're like, oh, that's why.
I find most of the time when I go to the movies, I know what they're going to do and what they're going to say, and so I'm already asleep, and I didn't set out to be surprising, but I certainly don't like to set everything. I don't like to over-explain things because I think things explain themselves just fine. And why would you want to watch something for 2 hours if you know what's going to happen in the first 10 minutes?
Look, I know you're upset about Uncle Terry leaving, and so am I, but he is not in control of himself, and I don't want him hurting your feelings anymore, or mine. Now, you might not like it, but that's the way it's going to be, okay?
I don't care.
You don't care? I don't care either.
As far as playing the minister goes, I'm very much an atheist, and I'm very interested in people who aren't, and what it's like to be not like me. And I suppose that naturally led to me actually playing that part.
You made him a very liberal man.
Well, that I couldn't help. I wanted him to be reasonable.
So it was amazing to watch him go through this, and I'm so excited to see what he does next. It's going to be, I think I'll always be so proud that I was in the first one.